dangerous. Christianity is dangerous. It is a religion filled with danger. People will try their best to kill you, to defame you, to destroy you, to undo what you have built. They will try, and they have tried from the very beginning. Here, St. Paul was with people who were coming into the belief, into the faith, and the Jews wanted to make it hard for them. Why? Because they believed that the way of Moses and the rules that Moses gave them were the rule of life. And they did not know Jesus. And they did not know that his teaching was to be brought to the rest of the world. They were stuck in their own rules. They were stuck in the way of condemnation and separation. They were stuck in the way in their own belief that could not accept that you could do anything, any work on the Sabbath. They were stuck in the rules about the Sabbath. They were stuck in their rules about circumcision. They were stuck in their rules about fasting and eating and not eating. They were stuck in their rules. They became an obstacle to their salvation. Jesus came and said to them, even if you're practicing your faith, even if you're doing everything that the Pharisees say to do, even if you're doing everything in the rule of Moses, you are not doing according to what I'm telling you now. I desire mercy more than sacrifice. I desire mercy and justice. I desire compassion and mercy and justice. I desire that you do good whenever possible, even on the Sabbath. I desire that you will put aside your ways that exclude other people. You're damned. We're saved. We're in. You're out. I desire that you might see yourselves as one human race, one race as engendered by my Father. I desire more than your ideas of worldly justice. He desires that Christians yield justice to Christ. That justice is that which is meted out by a just judge. And we require that our just judges be sinless judges, that they be righteous men or women, that they not be on the take, that they not be on the bribe, that they not have some other interest that is other than that which is according to the law and not according to the law. That is good, that is not good. That is just, that is not just. To administer justice. Law enforcement officers have one job, and that is to enforce the law. Prosecutors have one job, and that is to prosecute those who break the law. That is their job. If you break the law, their job is to apprehend you and prosecute you and make sure that you get the rightful punishment for those crimes. It's incumbent upon the prosecutor then to prove that you are guilty of the crime. One way of proving guilt is by your own admission. Yes, I did it. Another way of proving your guilt is by three or more witnesses saying, yes, I saw him do it. The third way is by inference of the evidence. Well, the man was shot with a 44 caliber, 44 special, and there was a gun there with 44 special in it. He found it in the trash can. He was seen with it in the donut shop moments before the man was killed with the 44 special revolver. Therefore, he must have done it. Inference from circumstantial evidence. When Jesus is there saying, I know what the law says. I know what Moses told you. I told Moses what to tell you. He said, do no work on one day of the week. Because in 6 days, my Father and I built the creation. And on the 7th day, we rested. That was not only a fulfillment of what had happened, but it was a prophecy of what was yet to happen, because Jesus in his work worked, and on the 7th day he rested in the tomb. And on the beginning of a new day, he rose again as a new creation. Christianity is dangerous. Even St. Paul, who was very sure about what he was doing, he was obeying the law of the Lord who had given it to him in the desert. Paul, a trained Pharisee, one who was a scholar in the law, one who knew exactly what the law of Moses had to say, he was accused of, well, he made application, supplication to those Jews. He said, he would like for these righteous men, these Greeks, they want to be Romans. Is it right to impose upon them at their adult age a rite of circumcision? That's not necessary, is it? No. Is it necessary that they shave their heads? No. What must they do? Stop with the sexual immorality. You know those Greeks. Be righteous. Have faith and act in the ways of the Lord. The ways of the Lord. Faith-filled. Honest, just. Filled with compassion and mercy. Long-suffering, forbearance with one another, shortcomings. Yes. All those things. Yes, they do that. But no, they wanted to have them circumcise themselves, or be circumcised by the rabbi, in order to follow that law, that blood must be shed. It was an antiquated law. What was the purpose of circumcision? Anybody know? Well, it was to shed blood. Because it was the blood of the bulls that was shed and sprinkled on the pillars, and they made the covenant with God. And from that point forward, they had to shed blood in order to renew the covenant in that particular void. That particular continuation of the people of faith. Each one made a blood offering by a circumcision. That's easier when you're 6 days old than it is when you're 20 years old. Much easier to say, okay, well, the 6-year-old really doesn't have a say-so in the matter. Christian faith, however, says that one shed his blood for all, so that all might live. Therefore, we celebrate that shedding of blood, that sacrifice, that renewal of the new covenant, which we offer by faith. We believe that you are the Holy Son of God, Jesus, that you came to deliver us from the damnation of death into the salvation of life. And by your blood, we are saved. And that shedding of blood is the only shedding of blood that we need to do in order to be saved. That is our circumcision, by faith. We are circumcised by faith in that divine blood that was shed on the cross. That's the only blood. We need not do another. Therefore, these men who are saved by their faith need not shed their blood for the old covenant when the new covenant is what we embrace. Now, this was just too much for the Jews. They just couldn't go there. They couldn't understand the pioneering spirit. They couldn't understand that which was a new thing. They couldn't accept that Jesus, the Messiah, had come and given them a new covenant. They were so defensive about their position, their loss of their society, their loss of their own power, their loss of their own position, that at every opportunity they sought to kill Paul and all the followers of the way. Kill them. And there are those who are still trying and doing it today. Christianity is dangerous. I met a man several years ago who had an interesting occupation. He was a tour guide and historian for the company Withered. He would take tours along the trail blazed by Daniel Boone and the early settlers that made their way from Virginia into Kentucky and Tennessee. That was his job. That's what he did for a living. He was a tour guide and historian. And he would do these tours, which took, 20 days. And he would go for 3 weeks, 20 days on this trail. And then you see all the historical sites and he would recount what had happened. Interesting fellow. He knew all about the history of Daniel Boone. He knew that Daniel Boone and those early settlers had set out to find Kentucky. But not just to find it because they already knew where it was, the Indians told them so. But they wanted to go there and farm, to set up settlements and to expand, to get away from the rules of the people who were trying to oppress them because they were religious people. And they didn't want other people telling them how to practice their religion. And so they sought to get away from them and to endure a dangerous, hardship-filled trek. Even now it takes 20 days to make that tour on foot. And you can imagine, when they first blazed that trail, Daniel Boone's son was killed by the American Indians that were there, shot him, attacked him, and he had to turn back. Great cost. Daniel Boone persevered. He found his way through a trail, a set of deer trails and Indian trails, to what is known as the Cumberland Gap. Because, there they were in Virginia, and you can see all those mountains. So how are we going to get over those mountains? Now, of course, you can take and drive through there and go through a tunnel that was blasted through the mountains, and you can drive right through it, right through the mountain. But you couldn't do it then. You had to go over the mountain. And if you're carrying wagons and animals and dry goods, and everything in order to set up a settlement where you're going, cooking utensils, etc., then you have to stop every 5 feet and cut down a tree, or 2 or 3. You have to cut down trees the whole way. And you have to have guards because you're going to be attacked, and they were attacked. And when you get where you're going to be attacked again. And they're going to continue to attack you to try to drive you out because they believe that you are an invading army and you are going to go there and destroy their culture. Their fear of you being in their space makes it so that they must make war on you. Why is that? Well, because wherever they had gone, they had made war on the indigenous peoples who were already there. They killed them. They attacked them. They got them. They killed them. They pushed them west. So now these guys want to go west. Anyway, the point of it is that it took some people with courage to know a way, to find a way to say, well, there's the gap. We can go through that gap between these mountains, and we can drive a trail through there. We can then go to the other side of the mountain and spread out. In order to get to the gap, they had to do all kinds of things, like ford a river. Now there's a river, you just walk across the river. Then you had to drive your team, your animals, everything across the river. Well, if you have cattle and horses, you might be able to find a low spot in the river and ford across it. But if you have things like sheep, they won't be able to. You have to load them on the wagons and take the wagons across and come back and get the other things and go back, knowing full well that it is a dangerous thing to go across that river on foot. But they did. The ones who did it arrived at the other side and they set up Fort Boonesboro. You can go there today and you can see the reproduction of the fort and how they lived and how they set up a blacksmith shop and how they set up a miller to grind the grain and set up a whole village there. I've made leather, another guy operated a store. They even set up some kind of a school for the children. You see how they did all that. But they had to go first. And they had to be willing to endure the hardships and the dangers in order to get to the other side. Well, these are these early apostles. They had to know that they were doing something that was good and necessary, that they wanted what was over there more than what they had over here. What they had over here was the wages of sin and death. But what they had over there was the wages of life and forgiveness of sins and mercy and eternal life. And to live in the light and to abide in it. If you were the man with the withered hand, and you came into the synagogue and asked them on the Sabbath to heal you, they would have said, no. If we could heal you, we would do it, but we won't do it today. We have to come back tomorrow. And then we see about maybe giving them the point. Of course, they could not do a good work like that. It was not in their power. They didn't have power to heal a man with a withered hand. They didn't have the power to cleanse a leper, to heal a woman with a hemorrhage, to heal a centurion's servant without even seeing him. They didn't have those powers. But the one who had those powers was standing there in their midst, and he was telling them, yes, do it. No, we can't do it. Moses said not to. I tell you, there is one greater than Moses here, he said. And to prove that I am Lord of the Sabbath, stretch out your hand. The man was healed. You would think that those Pharisees who were there and saw that holy miracle, that divine act of mercy, would have gone down on their knees and said, my Lord and my God. No one could do such a thing. We will listen to everything you say, and we will follow you wherever you go. The man with the withered hand did. No. Filled with their fear, their rage, their darkness, they slithered back into the dark areas and they plotted to kill Jesus. Because he was a threat to their life. Two choices are. We can either choose to follow the old ways of sin and death and stay in it and surely die. Or we can choose life and life abundantly and follow that, even though there is great risk involved. Great risk. Great risk. The greatest risk is not just to our personal well-being, but to our self-identity. If you have an idea of who am I, well, I'm me. And the universe revolves around me, the sun, the stars, everything, the whole galaxies, everything revolves around me because I'm the center of the universe. There is a whole branch of theology that the theology of self. There's a whole religion that says I'm the center of my universe and nothing else, and I am a self-generating entity that requires no creator, requires no savior, requires nothing, because I am nothing and I'm the center of my nothingness. Fully 1/3 of the world believes that. Fully another third of the world believes that if you just obey that law, you're fine, you'll get in. And we know for a fact that no one obeys that law. Everyone has guilt associated with their sins. They sin to the breaking of the law. Therefore, they have all these many rights, all these many procedures, all these many consultations and things that they must do in order to make atonement for their sins. They can offer some grain. They can offer some rocks, jewelry. They can offer some animal, a bird, a sheep, a goat, and offer their life. There are some people in the world who offer their children and their blood as an atonement for their sins to appease the angry God so they won't come and devour them. Christianity is the opposite of all of that. Jesus gives us this clean, whole message that there is one blood and one blood only that is necessary for salvation, from deliverance from the death, from deliverance from the sins. And that is his blood which he shed for all of us. If perchance others will die along the way, like Daniel Boone's son, like all the apostles, and all the martyrs, and all those who have given their lives in order that the faith might move on to the goal of all human race. All of those who have offered or their lives have been taken and they consecrated their blood along with his for the salvation of all. So that your offering of blood is not necessary. All you need to do is believe. And when you believe, then you must offer your own sacrifice of self. And that you are not the center of the universe. Christ is. Christ is all. His mind, His thoughts, His ways are the ways of the Father. And follow Him. And Boone blazed the trail through the Cumberland Gap, and all those settlers that came into Kentucky and Tennessee came through and followed later on. And they're still going through there. You can drive through there now. You can follow the trail that was blazed by those who were willing to fight their way through and to arrive at the other side for the benefit of all. I like the story of Daniel Boone because Daniel Boone didn't just stay over there. What did he do? He came back and he escorted and served as a guide to bring more people through safely. To say, well, don't go down there, you won't get out. That's too deep for Dutch. Go this way. Follow that. Follow the one who's teaching you. Follow the one who's been there before. Follow the faithful guide. Follow those who have gone before us and written it down. They've given us a map. They've given us a road way, a trail already blazed. Doesn't mean that the Indians along the way aren't going to be attacked. Doesn't mean that you're not going to be attacked, because you will be. If you haven't already withstood several attacks of the enemy by now, you wouldn't really be in here. But you have withstood those attacks, and you have withstood them from within and from without. And for that I commend you. Welcome aboard. Christianity is dangerous. It's fraught with peril, danger, and slippery slopes to slide off of. But we have redeemed. We have one who is a teacher of righteousness, the one who has shown us the way and has offered his salvific power to you to stretch out your withered hand and be healed. So I ask you to participate, not just in this worship of His blood, for salvation, His blood, your faith, His body, your faith, becomes our body, our blood, our faith, sustaining it all. Participate and love. Show mercy and love. Forgive one another and love. Believe one another in the truth of who they are, rather than who they actually think that they are, because they may be stuck on self. At some point, we realize that everyone, even the slowest one, will arrive through the gap to the destination. We can arrive at that heavenly realm where all of us are free from suffering, death, and pain, and sorrow. We can arrive there in that blissful state of grace and light and illumination, to be able to know